we would just leave the class and go to see what instructions we had.
All right, that's perfect.
I was saying, I think you get glasses.
Oh, okay, the glasses, see, I gotta take the glasses.
Okay, 'cause
I'm gonna put them right here.
you hear the sound
probably
clicking together. Okay.
No problem.
Uh
Thank you, ma'am.
huh. Okay.
Um, so I understand you're a poet.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm a second generation. My mother was a poet. I'm a poet. My daughter is a poet, right? And I wrote this poem. It was a prediction in '67 of Dr. King's assassination. When you read the poem, you don't right away. That's what you think about. It just talks about marching and mourning, marching and mourning. And when I wrote the poem, um, in the back of my mind, I knew what it was saying, but I didn't want to accept it. And that poem has become famous. It's been published in magazines. In fact, it's been published in a book of poems of several poets. And I feel real honored to be included in that group. It was a book by Stephen Henderson, and he collected what he thought was the best black poets of the 20th century, and I was one of them. So I feel real honored that he selected one of my poems, which was the one that we're speaking about now. It's called Sectional Touchstone. And that poem was also published in the newspaper called The Great Speckled Bird, which it no longer exists. You remember that? It was like an underground newspaper, and they published it. And when they published it, I did not know. I don't know who submitted the poem, but at that time during the Civil Rights Movement, there was a young lady by the name of Bernice Reagan, and she was a folk singer. And when she sang, she opened her mouth real wide, and they drew a picture, a sketch of her singing over the poem. It's beautiful the way they did it. I still don't know who submitted the poem, but I'm glad they did because it turned out to be a beautiful example. So I have a book of poems that I have published, and my work has been published in Mount Holyoke College and of course Spelman. But yes, I'm an award-winning poet. I've won several awards for my work. I have a poem that I won first prize from the Reader's Digest poetry competition. Yes.
And so the Atlanta Inquirer, you would write sometimes for the Atlanta Inquirer. So let's talk about the Atlanta Inquirer.
Well, the Atlanta Inquirer, anything that I did, the editor will hear about it and ask me to tell me about what you're doing, because I was always doing something. So they will write articles, about the things that I was participating in. And that's about it, with me and the Inquirer. I have articles, of things that they wrote about me.
Okay. So if you had to sum up the Atlanta student movement and its impact on the world today, then and today, what would you say?
I think that was a magnificent movement. I think it changed the lives of people that were participated at that time, and also the people that came after the younger generation. But today, it's like it's dead. I mean, it was like something that happened and just died out, and nobody kept the spark going. And some friends of mine and I have decided that we're going to develop an organization called Unsung Heroes and Heroines, people who were in the movement who did a lot and nobody had never heard of them before and don't know anything about what they did or what they contributed. But I think that the movement changed the world, and we, in my opinion, right now, I think we are backing up. I think we are going back over troubled ground, and I say that, meaning several things. I have many reasons for saying that, but I think that another movement has to come forth. Maybe not in the way that the movement in 1960, but certainly a movement.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I'm very interested in getting to the young people of Atlanta, helping them to know what the civil rights movement was all about. Because right now, if you ask a kid, what do you know about the civil rights movement, they'll say nothing. Or they might say, Dr. King has a birthday. Um, that's about all they can tell you. So I would like to, because I worked with kids so much in the past, I would like to go in, if necessary, go into the school system if they will allow me to talk to children about my experience and also to let them know, that they got to kind of step it up. Now, when I was in high school, that was an organization that developed by attorney Leroy Johnson. Um, the he decided that the young people who were of age to register to vote, that we should do that, and we ended up developing this organization. And we were just kids, but we would go and knock on doors and asking people if they would go down and register to vote. And at that time, it was a powerful organization. It was a small group, but Dr. Attorney Leroy Johnson was adamant that we participate and that we do all that we could. And the people were real nice to us. They accepted what we had to say, and they went and registered to vote. So I think that was like that was the beginning of an organization that just kind of slowly but surely faded out, and we were called the Junior Voters League. And some of us are still alive, but a lot of us have passed on. So a friend of mine and I decided that we want to try to start it up again with the young people in the high schools, and because it's a powerful vehicle.
We thank you for coming.